Hello, everybody. This is week 21. Today we are going to start with a new theme and a new reading comprehension lesson. The title of our theme is Famous Scientists and Scientific Discoveries. So, this shows that we are going to talk about famous scientists and people who changed our life and did many inspiring and effective discoveries to our world.
This is DITW Anatomy
This
and Physiology,
video
and you are watching the
shows
video
you
on
a part
what
of our
is
lesson. In
anatomy
our
and
lesson, we are
physiology.
going to
When
talk
you think
about a
anatomy,
science called
think
anatomy
structure.
and
When you
about the
think
person who
physiology,
discovered this
think function.
science.
When I speak of anatomy and
So this video
physiology, I
shows you
am
exactly
specifically
what
referring
is
to human
anatomy
anatomy and
and
physiology. And you may be asking
who
yourself, what
discovered this.
is anatomy and what
Briefly,
is physiology?
and
I will
during the
break it down
vocabulary
simply.
word, I'm
Let's
going to tell
start
you what do
with
we mean by
anatomy.
anatomy,
Anatomy
what
is
is
the field of
anatomy, the
study
definition of
involved
anatomy
in
in
the
general, but of
structure
course we're not
of the
going to
human
watch the
body.
video
One of
now,
the
so you
difficult
will
things to
watch it
understanding
while
anatomy is understanding the
watching the
language or
lecture
the
video.
terminology associated with anatomy, which is derived from Latin and Greek. So a lot of these words may be unfamiliar to you, but just like any other language, you can learn it by exposing yourself and understanding the context by which the words are used. If I refer to the right pectoralis major muscle, I am speaking about a very specific chest muscle. If I refer to your gastrointestinal tract, I am referring to parts of the organ system involved in digesting/absorbing food, like your stomach and intestines. The human body displays many regular patterns in terms of muscle structure, bone structure, organ structure, etc. And anatomy is involved in observing and naming these structures, which gives us a language to speak about the human body's structure. If I refer to the right humerus, I'm referring to a specific bone of the body. And each structure of the human body may have many other common features. For example, the humerus of each arm has a little ridge at the distal end, which we refer to as the medial epicondyle. The aorta, the large artery that provides passage of blood leaving the heart, typically has 3 arterial branches which have specific names. When you think anatomy, think structure. Physiology is the field of study involved in the function of the human body. Okay, fine, we have muscles, but how do they work? How does the brain pass a signal along the brainstem which eventually moves your arm? Physiology dives into the underlying biology and chemistry which helps us understand how the human body works or functions. Many people confuse physiology with psychology, which are 2 different fields. Psychology is the study of the mind and its behavior and is focused on the mind. So to recap, whenever you are confused about what anatomy and physiology means, remember, when you think anatomy, think structure. When you think physiology, think function. If you are interested in learning more about anatomy and physiology, then please watch one of the recommended videos above. If you found this helpful, please leave a like on this video by hitting the thumbs up button down below. And if you have any suggestions for videos, please let me know. And make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button to know when new videos become available. Keep learning, keep growing.
First of all, let's start with the genre of our text today. Today we are going to start with a new genre. The new genre today is a biography. First of all, you're all asking, what is a biography? I will tell you. A biography is a text written to inform a reader about real person's life. So a biography gives information about someone's life. The author is someone other than the person featured in the text. So when you are writing a biography, it means you are writing about someone else's life, not about your own life. The author uses narration to tell the story of the person's life. So, of course, in biography, there is narration because you are telling us a story about someone's life. There are some features and elements of a biography, such as the theme or message. Maybe the theme or the message that this person, the famous person we are talking about, gives or sends to people, the problem and the challenges this person faced, the contents, the headings and subheadings, facts, because of course we are using real information. Chronological order, which is very important because of course we are using dates, and we are using time. Family and childhood, because of course when we are writing about someone's life, we are going to talk about his childhood and his family. Big moments and events, these are the turning points in someone's life. Timeline, pictures, and captions. So these are the features and elements of a biography. Our skill for now is chronological order. The chronological order means when I write the events in order from the beginning to the middle to the end. Usually we use many transitions such as first, second, then, furthermore, and so on. But in biographies mainly we use years and dates. So usually in biographies we use dates. In 1931, in 1879, we usually use dates in biographies. Let's look at this example. Read the below paragraph to fill in the flow chart. This paragraph talks about soccer. So soccer is a game that has been played for numerous years. In fact, many people believe that it began in England over 800 years ago. About 200 years ago, in the early 1800s, boys in England called it football. However, each school made up their own rules. In 1863, a group of players met and wrote official rules for soccer. Soccer started spreading to other countries. In 1904, an international group called FIFA formed to make sure that every team around the world followed the same soccer rules. Today, soccer is one of the most popular sports in the world. As you can see, there is more than one date. So we are going to take these information in this paragraph and fill them in a flow chart. This is what do we call a flow chart. So usually you are going to have this chart in your exams. So you have to fill what happened in 1800. So you go back to the text. Soccer began in England. What happened in 1863? The rules for soccer were written. In 1904, an international group called FIFA formed to make sure that every team around the world followed the same soccer rules. In 2020, soccer is one of the most popular sports around the world. So as you can see, we filled this chart with the information from the text, copy paste. This is very easy. Okay, so this is what do we call a flow chart, and this is what do we mean by chronological order. Now let's start with the vocabulary words. We are going to start with the definition of anatomist. What is an anatomist? An anatomist is a person who is expert in anatomy, which is a science that we are going to talk about later through the lecture. Swiftly. He ran away swiftly when the dog barked at him. It means he ran away very quickly. She stared back unflinchingly at him. When you look at someone unflinchingly, it means in a way that someone is not frightened, in a way that you are relaxed, not afraid. Hub, the city of London is the hub of UK's financial world. So, the central or main part of something, the hub of the hotel, the hub of the hospital, so the central part or the main part of something. Resurgence, a new increase of activity in an idea or subject that had been forgotten. It means when you start working on something that has been forgotten, something that you do not remember anymore. We'll continue with the vocabulary word with number 6, sculptures, the art of forming solid objects that represent a thing, person, or idea. So the things that you see in a museum, these shapes are called sculptures. Meticulous, many hours of meticulous preparation have gone into the writing book. So when you do, meticulous thing is very careful and with great attention. When you do something carefully and with great attention. Usher, she ushered him into her office and offered him coffee. She ushered him to his office. It means to show. She showed him where to go. So to usher someone is to guide them. Notoriety, the state of being famous for something bad. He achieved notoriety for being difficult to work with an actor, or he achieved notoriety for being one of the most wanted murderers in the country. So he is famous, he is well known, but for something bad. The last thing, anatomy. Anatomy is a Greek word, it means dissection, is the branch of biology concerned with the study of the structure of organisms and their parts. It means when you dissect يعني نشرح يعني علم التشريح. This is what do we call, what do we mean by anatomy. When you dissect structures or organisms like animals or sometimes human beings in order to study their parts. Essential questions. These questions may lead us to the story or to the text that we have. Whom do you and most people think about when you hear about the word scientist? About whom do you think? Whom a famous person or a famous scientist you think about? Maybe most of us think about Alexander Graham Bell, about Einstein, about Newton, because these are the ones who are most popular. Do you think of men or women? When you think about scientists, do you only think about men or women? I think we haven't heard about women scientists before. Have you? Do you know any woman of science? Actually, I don't know. Is it difficult for a woman to be a part of scientific field, and why? For me, I think it's not difficult for a woman to be at any field because they are really hardworking and they deserve it. Why not? What does an anatomist do? What does an astronomer do? We said that an anatomist is a person that studies the organs of our body, and astronomer, as we know before from the previous theme, space exploration, is a person who studies the space and visits the space in order to gives us more information about the outer space. So for me, from the essential questions, I think that our lesson is about women scientists, maybe. Let's see. Read the following two passages to find out who Anna Morandi and Caroline Herschel are and how they benefited humanity at large. What do their stories prove? The title of our lesson is Woman of Science. So, our passage or our story is divided into two parts or two passages. The first talks about Anna Morandi and the second talks about Caroline Herschel. First of all, Anna Morandi is an anatomist and a teacher. Okay, she is an anatomist and a teacher. This woman used to carry a knife wherever she goes in her laboratory and everywhere. So she started forming the human body out of wax. This person discovered that we can do something with a person's body, which is an intersection of the science and the art of the human body. She helped in the dissection of some dead people and even dead animals. And after she finishes, she used to make wax sculptures from them. This is Anna Morandi. Of course, this is not a real picture. This is a wax sculpture. As you can see, she has a wax sculpture. And this woman did a great achievement to the whole world, to our lives, because nowadays, due to anatomy, we can know the reason of death of a certain person. Due to anatomy, we can know why is this person sick. Due to anatomy, we can make any surgery we want. So this person really achieved something amazing. I'm not gonna read, of course, all the text because it's gonna take a lot of time. We're gonna move to the second woman, which She is an astronomer. She is Caroline Herschel. And this person was an astronomer. This person became William's general assistant and helped him by writing down his observations and helping him produce reflective telescopes. So, this person occupied herself with astronomical theory and mastered algebra and formula for calculation and conversion as a basis of observing the stars and managing astronomical distances. So this is what this person achieved. She was the assistant of her brother, William Herschel. And then she started doing great achievements in algebra and in calculations. Caroline joined her brother when he was appointed royal astronomer at the court at Windsor and served him as his scientific assistant. An astronomer in her own right, she was the first woman to discover a comet, by the way. Comet means majarra, okay? And she also helped her brother in forming a telescope. So also this woman is a great woman, and she did something amazing. She is still doing this. This is still affecting people till now. Okay, so see how long this long ago this took place, but it's still affecting our lives till now. Okay, this is the story of the two women of scientists. This shows that women can achieve, this shows that women can master in any field they choose. Now we're going to start with practice. First of all, based on the understanding of the above two texts, we have to fill in this Venn diagram, compare and contrast between the two women, Anna Morandi and Caroline Herschel. First of all, of course, they are both women of science, both supported by male family. Both were supported by male family members. Anna Morandi was supported by her husband, and Caroline was supported by her brother. Both of them are innovative. Both of them worked in the 16th century. Now we move to the differences between them. Anna Morandi was written out of history. Herschel was awarded several times. The other difference is that Anna Morandi made less money than men, while Caroline Herschel was the first woman to earn a salary from scientific work. Now we move to this chart. The following chart represents the bachelor's degrees earned by women in several majors. Study the chart carefully to answer the questions. This chart, as you can see, I'm going to use the pen here to show you something very important. This chart, as you can see, shows the degrees or the bachelor degrees of earned by women from 1967 till 2017 in many different majors, in all bachelors: biology, chemistry, math and statistics, earth sciences, engineering, and physics. Of course, this is the percentage. Now, they are asking us, what do the percentages indicate about women in science in the last 50 years? Explain. First of all, in order to answer this question, we have to start our answer. Our answer is going to be a one-paragraph answer. We have to start with the topic sentence. The topic sentence is like the title of the paragraph, of the graph. So this graph shows the percentage of bachelor's degrees earned by women in the last 50 years. This is the topic sentence. After that, we start analyzing. First, physics. It was 0% in 1967, and it started increasing till it reached its top or its peak in a certain year, and so on till we finish all the majors. Now we move to the way I answered the questions. This is the way you have to answer. The following graph shows the percentages of bachelor degrees earned by women in different majors from 1967 till 2017, or in the last 50 years. Here we started, so this is the topic sentence, okay? Here, this is the topic sentence. Now we start analyzing. In physics and engineering, it was 0% in 1967, then it started increasing till it reached 20% in 2017. Earth sciences was 10% in 1967, then it increased to reach its peak in 2002, 45%. Math and stats percentage was 35% in 1967. It increased to reach its peak in 1979, 45%. Biology bachelor degrees was 30% in 1967. As well as 35 in 1967. It reached, in 1976. Then it increased to reach its peak in 2017, 60%. Chemistry bachelors also increased as well from 35% in 1976 to 45% in 1979. In conclusion, now when you finish analyzing, when you write the title or the topic sentence, the second part is analyzing the results. The third part is conclusion. In conclusion, the percentage of bachelor degrees earned by women in the last 50 years was increasing by time or increased by time. This is everything. Thank you.